What you doing?
Go. So a few weeks ago, I took my dog to the dog park, and something bad happened. So we went to the dog park, and it was like any other day. We showed up, there were other people walking their dogs, and the way our dog park works is it's a big giant circle kind of right alongside the river. I had brought my camera to take some photos, and about 15 minutes into our walk, there was a dog that attacked my dog. Now, I've seen other dogs play, and they get rough, I understand that. But this was different. This dog was viciously attacking my dog. And if this has ever happened to you, you'll know exactly how I felt. Especially if you own a smaller dog. If you own a great big dog that can really fend for itself, that's a completely different story. But if you own a small dog, you start to worry when dogs start to play rough. Now, the other dog was a pit bull, and the lady that owned the dog had 4 other dogs at the dog park. So, and she was worried about this dog before. So she gave me an indicator, but I still didn't pick up on that indication. And that was when the first time she walked by, she grabbed the pit bull by the collar and just kind of hunched over and walked her dog past us until we got far enough away. Then she let go. And that should have been a red flag for me. That tells me that she doesn't trust the dog enough out of her control with other dogs. And for me personally, if you're worried about your dog attacking other people's dogs, it's probably not a good idea to bring that type of dog to a dog park. And I've heard the argument before, if you have a dog that's has poor social skills, bring it to a dog park to socialize.
Well, first of all, I'm not an advocate against the off-leash park, but who should go? Not puppies. They should be at least 6 months of age. It's for friendly, well-socialized dogs that need exercise. Absolutely do not go if your dog is aggressive.
There's kind of a yes and no to that, I feel. I feel like if you have a dog that you're worried about may attack other dogs, especially smaller dogs. They don't stand a chance to a bigger, larger, more muscular dog. They don't stand a chance. If you do own a dog like that, I think personally, to me, the best choice would be to bring that dog to the dog park, yes, but bring a leash. And that way, if there are other dogs that you think, this dog may not get along with my dog, I'll hook it up to the leash and continue walking. That's fine, because then the dog's in your immediate control. You can pull the dog away, you can pull it off. You can also do leash training. Nope, we don't do that. We don't bark it. And that's how you get your dog to socialize. But to just completely wing it without a leash and bring it to a public dog park and cross your fingers and hope that your dog doesn't attack other dogs, I think is irresponsible. It could be a liability. You could be in big trouble. In fact, I looked it up. In my state, your state might be different, but in my state, if your dog attacks another person or dog, it could be deemed dangerous. You could get fined, all the way up to the dog being euthanized. It's a really big deal, especially all you dog owners out there that bring your dogs to dog parks. This is really important. You got to ask yourself, is my dog safe to be around other dogs without a leash? And if you're a little on the fence with that, maybe it's a good idea you hook your dog up when you go to the dog park. That way you prevent an incident from happening. So after the dog attack, which the dog really, thank God, didn't get a hold of my dog, but was trying to viciously. Jake, my dog, kind of ran away and eventually rolled over. By that point, I had stopped them from fighting. Really, Jake, my dog, wasn't fighting. The other dog just wanted to destroy my dog. So what happened was Jake fell into the water, got all muddy. I had to pull him out. He's scared of the water. He doesn't like being in water. Had to pull him out. The lady grabbed her dog and immediately took off and left. There are a few things that you can do to protect yourself and your dog out in public. To list a few of those off, your state may be different, but in my state, I live in Washington, and there are a few things that I can do to keep myself safe and my dog safe. So number one is, if your dog does get attacked out in public, at a dog park, walking your dog down the road, no matter how small the injury, if it gets attacked, or you, for that matter, get attacked, it's always a good idea to document. Pull out your cell phone, maybe take some pictures of the dog, take some pictures of your injury. That can be brought forward to law enforcement and they can do an investigation. The second thing I would strongly recommend would be carry some sort of OC spray. OC spray is commonly used for like a self-defense spray, but they make all sorts of different brands, different kinds, different sizes. I recently picked some up from Costco. This is the one that I bought. Now, it looks intimidating, it looks really hardcore, but I assure you it's not. In fact, this is very similar to the kind of spray that the mailman would carry. It's essentially just, in fact it says it on here, 2% of capsaicin and related caffeinoids. Actually, that's kind of a low number. The self-defense spray goes up to 10%, and that stuff is really, really icky stuff. It gets around your eyes. For the dog, it would get around the eyes, and it's an irritant, and it would cause all sorts of irritation in the eyes, nose, the mouth, really the whole face. And at that point, the dog would take its focus away from your dog and worry about its own face and start rubbing its own face and, you know, getting away from you. So this is a really good option. It's even got a little belt loop. You can carry it, put it on your side, you know, when you go to the dog park. That way, if there was a situation, you could pull this out, use it, and get out of the situation. That would have been very helpful in my scenario had I had this. Another thing is, bring a leash for your dog. Maybe you go to the dog park and you see what's potentially a dangerous dog. You could have your leash handy and hook your dog up. That way, in the event of an emergency and you need your dog to come to you so you can pick it up and, you know, get it into safety, you can do that with a leash. If you don't have a leash and you quickly go down to grab your dog, it may think you're playing. It may run off. We all know that larger dogs chasing smaller dogs is a formula for disaster, especially if it's an aggressive dog. Also, if you don't feel comfortable going to a dog park and you keep having these incidents or dog attacks, call the police. You're allowed to call the police. If your dog continually gets attacked, that's on the dog owner. You can call the police. That's not responsible. If somebody's going around with a dog that is hurting other people's dogs or yourself, that's not allowed. And if you don't want to tolerate that, you don't have to. So by all means, if your dog gets attacked or you get hurt by another dog and the dog owner is just kind of, whatever, you can totally call the police. You can't just have a dog running around that's hurting people. That's not okay. Check your state laws on leash laws. My particular dog park that I go to has 0 rules. There's no rules posted. There's not even a sign that says that it's a dog park. People just use it as a dog park. So there are no rules. Now, I've been to other dog parks and there's clearly posted rules. If you have an aggressive dog, you cannot bring it in. If you do have an aggressive dog, there's a section set aside just for them. But if you're in the same situation as me, as you got a big field open to all dogs, all whatever kind of dog you want, you may have a possible dog fight here, and it could be very lethal. So it's something to take very serious, especially if you have a small Jack Russell or a small Chihuahua, something small versus a larger dog. It doesn't stand a chance. So that's my video for today, and I hope you guys are being safe. I hope everyone's well. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I put a lot of work into these videos, and it would mean an awful lot if you subscribed and drop a like. These videos take a lot of work, and it would mean a lot to drop a like on my video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.